Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Most High's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Welcome to A Voice in the Valley, where we uncover the ancient question that echoes from David to the apostles, from the prophets to Revelation. Why do the heathen rage? What is this madness? Why do the people imagine a vain thing, to plot, to scheme, to conspire, as if they can erase Elohim? Starting with his name. There is a bridge between Acts 4 and Revelation, a bridge the world has forgotten, a truth buried under centuries of translation, tradition, and deception. Most people never stop to consider this. When the Messiah walked the dusty roads of Judea, no one called him Jesus. That sound did not exist in Hebrew. It did not exist in Aramaic. It did not exist in early Greek. The name spoken over him was the name his mother whispered, the name his disciples shouted across the Sea of Galilee, the name his enemies mocked, the name the crowds cried out when they sought him, Yahushua, a Hebrew name meaning Yah is salvation. This is the name the angel announced before his birth. This is the name the apostles carried after his resurrection. This is the name the Most High himself gave under heaven. So, when Peter stood in Acts 4 and declared, "There is no other name under heaven given among men by which we must be saved," Acts 4:12, he was not speaking of a later Greek, Latin, English construction. He was speaking of the one name the Father gave, Yahushua. And the moment that name was lifted up, the dragon moved. Acts 4 opens like a courtroom drama. A miracle has shaken Jerusalem. A man lame from birth is standing on his feet. The people are praising the Most High, but the rulers are not celebrating. They are threatened, not by the miracle, not by the message, not by the gathering. They are threatened by the name. So they whisper among themselves, "Let us threaten them so they speak no more in this name." Acts 4:17. Not stop healing, not stop preaching, not stop gathering. Just stop saying Yahushua, because the dragon knows what many believers forget. The power is in the name. The authority is in the name. The covenant is in the name. The identity is in the name. This is why the rulers demanded silence. But the apostles stood in the fire and answered, "We cannot but speak the things we have seen and heard." Acts 4:20, meaning, we heard Yahushua, we walked with Yahushua, we saw Yahushua rise. We will not preach another name. Peter understood exactly what spirit was behind the threats. Why do the heathen rage? Peter reached back to the ancient prophecy, Psalm 2:2-3. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Most High and his anointed, saying, "Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us." It started with the Messiah's name. Then it reached into Revelation. When the dragon failed to destroy the child in Revelation 12, his war shifted to the ones who bear his testimony. And in that rage, he moved to cut the cords. Cut the cords of the name. Cut the cords of the covenant. Cut the cords of identity. Cut the cords of truth. And the rulers in Acts 4:26 were the first hands to reach for the blade. The kings of the earth stood up, and the rulers were gathered together against the Most High and his Messiah. It is the same posture in Revelation 11:8, the place spiritually called Sodom in Egypt, where our Messiah was crucified. It is the same spirit in Acts 4:27. For of a truth, against thy holy child Yahushua, both Herod and Pontius Pilate, with Gentiles and the people of Israel, were gathered together. Different scenes, same spirit, same rage, same attempt to cut the cords. But know this, Acts 4:28, the Most High had already determined it beforehand. This was spoken long ago in Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Most High's hand that made all the earth drunken. In the last days, that same golden cup is placed into the hand of Mystery Babylon, carrying forward the same corrupting influence. Revelation 17:2 echoes this, declaring that the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. What is this wine? Revelation 17:6. I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and the martyrs of Yahushua. Did you hear it? The wine is the blood of the saints. Why do the heathen rage? Because the dragon is drunk, the nations are drunk, Babylon is drunk, and the world is staggering under the influence of deception. And even now, in our generation, the Most High keeps pulling back the curtain. Archaeologists dig into the earth and uncover a 10,500-year-old basket, perfectly preserved in the silence of the desert. They sift through caves near Qumran and find Dead Sea Scroll fragments written in Greek. But when the scribes reached the Most High's name, they left it in the original tongue. Every other word could move from language to language, shift from Hebrew to Aramaic, from Aramaic to Greek, from Greek to Latin. But the name was different. The name carried breath. The name carried covenant. The name carried identity. And identity cannot be bent into another alphabet without losing something holy. So the scribes paused. They lifted their pens, and instead of forcing the name into Greek sounds, they returned to the ancient letters, the letters spoken by prophets, the letters whispered in prayer, the letters that carried the weight of heaven. They left it in the original tongue because they believed the name should remain exactly as the Most High revealed it, unaltered, unedited, untouched, a name too sacred to reshape, a name too alive to translate, a name that refused to bow to the languages of empires. And even yet today, in the one place where his name is still spoken openly, hallelujah, praise Yah, they are trying to take the Y out of hallelujah and replace with a J. Why do the heathen rage? Because the name is rising again, because truth is resurfacing, because prophecy is unfolding, because the cords they tried to cut are being tied back together by the hand of the Most High. So stand like Peter, stand like John, stand like the apostles who refused to bow to the threats of rulers. Lift up the name the Father gave. Lift up the name the prophets proclaimed. Lift up the name the apostles carried. Lift up the name the dragon fears. Lift up Yahushua, for there is no other name under heaven given among men by which we must be saved. And when you lift it up, remember the question that echoes through the ages, because the kingdom is coming, because the truth is returning, because the name is awakening, because Babylon is falling, and the saints are rising. If this opened your eyes, like, share and subscribe, watch and pray.